Sheamoisture Baby puts the ease in caring for your little one. There are an array of products to choose from, and they are all cruelty-free and made with natural, certified organic, and ethically sourced ingredients.
Can you say hi?
Hi.
Say hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, guys. So we are gonna do the mom tag. No. Hi, everyone. So today we are going to be doing the mom tag. I have Kira here with me. She is 11 months already, which I cannot believe. And then you guys saw Xander in the intro. He will be 4 soon, so time is definitely flying. How old were you when you had your first child? I was 30 years old when I had my very first child. I originally wanted to be 25. That when 25 came and went, I was like, oh, no. So 30 was when I had my first, and my second I had when I was 33. What was the hardest thing about being pregnant for 9 months? Okay, so for me, it was the HG. That I had for both of my pregnancies. I lost 50 pounds with my son, and I lost almost 30 with her. It is no joke. If you guys know someone that has that, you literally are throwing up like every single day throughout. Some people throughout the entire pregnancy. I'm very fortunate that I was one that threw up throughout the entire pregnancy. And it only affects, I believe, like 2% of women. So yeah, that was not fun. So I would say that that was the worst part of those 9 months. I would not wish that on my worst enemy. That was a no. Can you think of any good things you enjoyed during those 9 months? Okay, so I love to have like little conversations with them while they were in my belly. And it started like when they first started to move, is when it felt like real to me, like, oh my goodness, I have a person inside of me. So I felt my son first move when I was 13 weeks along, and I felt her when I was about the same, 12, 13 weeks along. So every night, like when Kevin was asleep and when I would lay down, I would lay down on my back and just talk to them and like rub them and feel them. And it was interesting because sometimes I would talk to them and they would like kick, like I would ask a question and they would kick. So I felt like they were communicating with me. I know that sounds kind of silly, but it's like, those are my favorite times because it was just like, it was really, really special. It was something that I know that no one in the world will be able to have that type of relationship with them. So that's what really kept me going through those 9 months while I was sick, knowing that it wasn't in vain, that there was something happy at the end of that 9 months. In your opinion, were all the things you hear about childbirth accurate or way off? Okay, so mine would be way off. No one told me about hyperemesis. I never heard of it. It was nothing on the radar. None of my friends have ever had it. No one that I know in real life has had it. So actually, no, I take that back. I do know one person that has had it in real life. So yeah, that did not prepare me. Like I remember going to like the birthing classes and everything, and I was like, oh yeah, okay. I knew that birth would be work, obviously, because they call it labor. I was not prepared for pregnancy to be like that. I think that if I didn't have that, it would have been a lot different. Like it would have been accurate. Like what I heard about people was definitely accurate. Like I had the aches, the pains, all that stuff. That was accurate. Would you have handled childbirth differently if you could redo it? No. I got my epidural, both of them. My water broke at 39 weeks. My water broke at 39 weeks exactly for both of them. I went into the hospital at 3 centimeters with both of them. I got my epidural about an hour, and like an hour and a half after being in the hospital. And then within that hour of having the epidural, they both were out. I pushed for 42 minutes for my son. I pushed for 15 minutes for her. It was wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Super easy, would never, ever change my birth. Especially after a very rough pregnancy, I needed me a nice, easy birth. What would be your advice for someone who is about to have a baby? you can go in with a plan, but your plan should be to just roll with it. Like, I know a lot of times people get on this thing where they're like, I'm gonna have a natural birth. I'm gonna have I'm gonna have a drug. I'm not gonna have a C-section. And that's not the case. You will learn that with having a child, they are the ones that kind of dictate sometimes how things are going to happen. You can have a plan all you want, but if things aren't working out that way, do not feel as though that you're giving in if things have to change. Now, I am going to say that if you go in there with a positive attitude about having, like, you know, your birth, if you want to have a natural birth, go in with a positive attitude. But if things change as far as, hi honey, things change as far as you're just mentally exhausted, obviously you can probably push through that with your support team. But if it's something like the baby is in danger, like you're like, you know, it's been too long or whatever, and you need that C-section or whatever, definitely do not go in there with a birth plan that is like, bah, 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 bah. You just need to go in there with, you know, knowing that things may change, they may not. Just be open to that change, and just remember that at the end of the day, a baby is going to be there, and that's all that matters. Okay, it doesn't matter if you had like a C-section, if you had medicated, non-medicated birth. At the end of the day, we're all moms. What has been the hardest thing about being a mom? Postpartum depression. I did not have that with my first. I had it with my second, and yeah, I feel like, I was just talking to my husband about this the other day, that I feel like I missed like the first 6 months of her life. Like, I was there physically, but I was not there mentally. So that was the hardest part about having a kid and about being a mom. What has been the most rewarding thing about being a mom? It's like little things. Like, sometimes, like, I will never forget the first time that my son was able to tell me that he loved me. Like, I was reading him a story at bedtime, and he just said, Mom, and I was like, yeah, and he goes, I love you. And it was like distinct, like I knew what he was saying, and he sat up and gave me the biggest hug, and I am so looking forward to that. Like, she tells me that she loves me in her own way, like the way that she looks at me, like she gets super excited, like when I walk through the door, if I've like been gone for a little while. So like those, like just those little things that are like emotional things that you could never capture on like a videotape or a camera. These are just things that are forever in my heart. Those are the things that I find the most rewarding part about being a mom. What was the most surprising thing you discovered about being a mom? How much you effortlessly sacrifice yourself. Like, you've never met this person. They are, but they instantly become like the love of your life, and you will go without if it means that they can have. That's the thing that kind of surprised me. Like, it's a love like no other. It really is. Like, I love my husband, and I'm very selfless when it comes to him, but it's like something that's just, it's different. It's completely different. I can't really explain it. Until you're a mom, you'll know exactly what I mean. Like, you really will. Like, I remember hearing like that cliche stuff before I had a kid, and I was like, okay, whatever, guys. But it's so true. You really just give of yourself effortlessly, and you do it for your child. Like, for instance, breastfeeding. I'm still breastfeeding at 11 months. Is it something that I enjoy? Occasionally, but it's definitely you're giving up of your time and your sanity and your sleep sometimes, and it's things like that. Like, no person would like if my husband woke me up like every 3 hours at night, I'm not gonna be nice. I'm not gonna be loving towards him. I'm gonna be like, go lay down. But with her, when she does it, like, I know that it's something that she needs. It's something she needs, and I do it. I do it, and I don't feel bad about it. What is the best memory you have involving your child? One was my son. So we went to New York when he was like 1, and he was not really big on solid food. And when we went there, we had to stop. I had a friend that lived there, lived in Jersey. So we stopped at one of those gyro, I can't pronounce it, I'm so sorry. Gyro places, and we got like one of those, and my son chewed up that lamb, like for real. He chowed it down. And the next day we were going somewhere and he had fallen asleep in his car seat, and he was like chewing on something. Like, what in the world? So we look in there and he had lamb from the previous day at dinner. It was the morning time that we were going somewhere. He had lamb. He had such big cheeks. And he had just tucked some away, I guess, for extra food. So that was one with him. And with her smiles crack me up. She gives the biggest smiles when she sees us, the people that she loves. And those, they just melt me every single time I see them. What was the most exciting milestone? So mine was my son now. He's almost 4, so there's always new milestones. He's becoming more independent. I definitely will say that my favorite was when he said, "I love you." That was just icing on the cake. I was on cloud 9. You couldn't say anything to me. And then with her, I'm trying to think. So she's only 11 months, so she hasn't reached a lot of them, but I know it's really cute. I love that she dances now. She really, like when she hears music, she will dance up a storm, but it has to be like a song that she actually likes. What is the worst thing your child has ever done? Yeah, I don't really think there's anything worse. Like my son and my daughter don't like do poop art, which is great. They've had like their little meltdowns before in public, but it's nothing that's like really bad. Yeah, that's it. She obviously doesn't want to make a YouTube video right now. But no, nothing worse. I can't say that they've done anything like the worst thing. Would you like milk? You milk? You want milk? Okay, hold on. Let's get you some milk. What habit did you wish your child didn't have? So my son has now started to bite his toenails, and that's really gross. So I wish he didn't have that. That's kind of disgusting. For her, she's still a cutie. Well, the one thing I wish is she would definitely go to dad a little bit more. Since she is nursing, she is all mama's girl right now. And sometimes I would like to have a little me time, which I do. I will go on my girls' nights and stuff like that. But like at the house, she will scream like bloody murder. Like she will yell at me. Like if I give her to her dad, she'll go, "Mama, Mama," and she'll scream it until I come get her. So yeah, that's something that I wish that she wouldn't do. What habit of theirs makes you most proud? I love that my son is polite. If I ask him if he wants something and he doesn't, he goes, "No, thank you." "No, thank you, thanks." And then she is very loving and she gives great little kisses and hugs. She loves her brother. I think that that's the thing. Like even though they have a love-hate relationship, they like to fight a little bit. They definitely, I just love that about them, that they love each other. Do you have any similarities with your child, both physical and personality? Okay, so this one that's eating right now is a mini me. She makes the funniest stank faces I've ever seen, and my son will make some stank faces as well. I think that she does look like me, and my son definitely favors me. Like he has like the volume of my lips, and their eyes are both shaped the same way as mine. So it is definitely interesting to see like a mini you. She is a mini me to a T, and I'm scared. I'm scared. Where would you like your child to be in 10 years? In 10 years, I hope that they are well. I hope they're well. And I hope that they contribute things to society that are great. I am raising my children, my husband and I, in the same faith that we are. I really hope that they continue to be in that faith. I hope that it's as real to them as it is to us. I will say that. What is something having a child has taught you? That I can be patient. And that doing my best is different every single day. Like, especially with having postpartum depression, sometimes my best was just keeping them alive that day. Like, we were all in our PJs just the entire day. And now that I don't have it, some days I don't feel like cleaning. I just feel like going somewhere with them and playing with them. So they've taught me to kind of live in the moment, and that I am the best that I am, and they accept me for that. So I'm very thankful for that. Did you imagine that you'd be a mom at the age you became a mom? No. I really thought I was going to be a young mom. My husband and I got married when we were 22. So I really thought that we would have a kid within like the first 2 to 3 years. Seriously. I did not think that it would be in our 8th year of marriage that we would have our first kid. Now granted, we did have some infertility issues, but I will say this, us waiting until we were 30 was perfect for us. Yeah, definitely did not happen when I thought it would. Describe your child in a single sentence. My son is the most loving, entertaining, intelligent little soul that I've ever met. I know those sounds like really big words, but sometimes like he'll do things that my husband and I didn't teach him. He will go to bat for his friends like nothing else. If he sees people picking on like his friends on the playground or whatever, he gets he gets mad, and he goes up to that person and tells them to stop. And he's been doing that since he was like 2. So those words that I say may sound really big, but again, like his little personality, he's so loving, and I appreciate that. And like with her, she is a little ball of fire. That is the only way that I can explain it. This little girl is a fighter as well, a fighter in a good way. We had a loss previous to her, so to be pregnant with her 3 months after our loss, I was always on eggshells, and then having HG on top of that. Like, this little girl is a fighter. Both of my kids, fighters, and I love that about them. How have you changed as a person since becoming a mom? Wow. I've definitely changed a lot since becoming a mom. I'm more focused on my family and the little things. I feel like it's even more important to put your family first now that I have kids. I am more patient. I don't put up with anything. And I don't know if that is attributed to me being a mom or me turning 30 when I had kids. I was always like the mom of the group with my friends. But yeah, I guess they're just heightened. Like the parts of my personality that have always been there are a little bit heightened, like responsibility, love, friendship. Yeah, that it's changed me for the better is all I can say. So that is all for today for the mom tag. This little one is sleeping almost all the way asleep. So thank you so much for watching, and I will check you guys later. Bye. You gonna dance? Clap for those hands. Good job. Clap, 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 clappy, 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 clap, clap, clap for those hands. Oh, you're so cute.
Okay.
You want to play? Okay,
Yeah,
well then
I want cookie face.
You want a cookie face?
Yes.
A cookie face?
I want to play.
Oh, you want to play?
I want cookie.
Oh, you want a cookie? Okay. We'll go with Dad, and then Dad will see, but you're going to go play.